getting right into this video, I wanted to say that if you are someone who constantly says, or sometimes says, or even says it at all, of how bored you are. I know a majority of people, they always say of how constantly bored that they are. And to me, there's absolutely no such thing. It's non-existent. For me, personally, to say something along those lines like that, or to even say that remotely at all, is preposterous. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic, you know. You have to be someone who is absolutely voided of all humanity in existence to say something like that. You know, there's constantly something to do. I mean, you could clean the house. I mean, you could go outside and meditate among the nature, or, you know, to get lost in the celestial stars and the blackness and the cosmos, the universe. It's so infinite, and there's so much to do with your life and your time. Your time is sacred and valuable and astronomical. I mean, just to say that you're bored is an absolute insult to the planet, honestly. And, you know, even as a child, like, I never said those words, you know, because I always found something to do. I always found something to occupy my time with, you know. Even now, to this very day, I take so much consideration of time and investment every single day to constantly research about the universe and research about various different topics, from watching documentaries to reading books to researching online. And it could be just about anything, honestly. But more of me personally, and my interests and personality, I connect more with nature, with, you know, the universe and the galaxies, and how of different planets, of different life on various planets, extraterrestrials, just a variety of a lot of different things. You know, to say of how bored you are is an absolute joke, honestly. I mean, there should always be something to fill in the time and the void in between, if you are not already preoccupied and constantly busy already. Well, this video just applies to those people who constantly say things as such, you know, like they're bored, there's nothing to do, and then I mean, it's an excuse for people to say that they're bored. No one in this world should ever say that they're bored. You know, I mean, if you're a child, you're typically preoccupied with school, homework, family, and, you know, I mean, you could play outside, spend time with your neighbors, or whatever, you know. The same thing applies for adults, you know. I mean, there's so many things to do and preoccupy your time with in this world. It's truly sacred, and time in itself is sacred as well. I mean, to think that we only have one life to live for, and we have to make the very best of every second, every minute, every moment, every hour, every waking opportunity, and blessed to see the sunrise, blessed for our health, to being alive. And there's so many people in this world that are absolutely ungrateful to be alive, you know. They do not take advantage of it, of the blessings, the infinite blessings that they are provided with. Instead, they're constantly procrastinating, and, you know, I believe when someone says that they're quote-unquote bored, and that is procrastination, that is a defeatist mentality, defeatist attitude, a negative perception on human life and existence in itself. I mean, that's an absolute disgrace and insult towards nature, towards the universe, towards yourself, and to especially those around you. And I'm not going to say any names, but, you know, myself, 99% of the time I'm constantly in isolation. Regardless of the quarantine virus or not, I've always been that way. I've always been a lone wolf. And I don't know, it's just, I've had so many friends in the past where I tried my damnedest, I tried my hardest to occupy their time, to quote unquote entertain them. And they always found themselves to be quote unquote, as the title of this video says, bored. You know, and I've never seemed to have understood that or perceived that in my mind, you know. I mean, I've always was blessed whenever someone had invited me out to partake on a particular venture with them, or for a certain event, or just to spend time together. I was always blessed for that, because honestly, no one ever reaches out to me and invites me for anywhere. But that's alright, because I'm perfectly content, I'm perfectly happy, and to subject myself to the standards of others and the perspectives of how they want me to be, how they want to shape me, to mold me into their little small, finite, insignificant little speck of dust that they consider their world. You know, it's arbitrary, you know, it's irrelevant, it's insignificant to me. And how they want to subjugate me, or confine me, and try to bend my will and conform me to their standards, to their way that they live, you know, is absolutely pathetic to me. And I am not one to be a follower, I am more of a leader. I've always led the wolf pack than anything else, and I always come back stronger and wiser than who I was the previous day before. And honestly, what I mean by me having my will to bend to their perspective is that there are so many people who live a rather irrelevant lifestyle. You know, they're constantly chasing after this materialism, this popularity status, and, you know, just whatever that they do. It has no interest to me whatsoever. And like I said, so many people are ungrateful for life. They have no concept of how to live life to its fullest. They have no understanding that they have one life in particular to live for. And while doing so, they cannot fathom the complexity, but at the same time, the simplicity of human life itself. You know, there's so many things out there to enjoy, and I know some people might tell me, you know, you need money to do this or do that. Not necessarily. You don't need money to go to a park, to just lie on your back and like watch the stars at night, or lay in your backyard, or to go to a park and enjoy, to listen to the birds, to the waterfall, to like the streaming of water and river. I mean, if you have something like that at your park, if not, then, you know, find something in your life and manifest that, and materialize and channel your negative into a positive, something optimistic and greater than yourself, you know. And thus, this is the trials and errors of our obstacles that we must remove in our life, and this is what we are bound to set forth to do in our life, is to constantly re-envision ourselves, envision our future, and to try to make sense of everything as much as possible, and also to obviously enjoy life. You know, you have to go out and enjoy the world as much as possible for what it is. Alright, well, My name is Cody Gremlin. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, favorite, and share. And it's like I said, you know, if you watch our videos, and I truly appreciate you for your support. You are truly amazing for a human being, for who and what you are. And I hope that you truly learn from my videos and like sink my words into your consciousness and help you to re-envision, to awaken your mind and your conscience. So that's why I do these videos for. That's why I'm so passionate for it. I just want to share my life with others and hope for the best and do right by others at the same time, to ignite that spark and the flame of inspiration and influence in such a positive way that I awaken your mind and your conscience, that you yourself, including myself, we could go out and truly change and manifest the world together. So anyway, go outside, you know, enjoy nature for what it is, and thank you all so much for watching. Farewell.